We are doing a season preview and prediction for the Texas Longhorns in 2024. Let's get right into it. So obviously, Quinn Ewers is returning to Texas for a third season. However, Texas is losing tons of offensive talent. Xavier Worthy, A.D. Mitchell, Jordan Winnington, Jonathan Brooks. Even though they lost all of these guys to the NFL draft, they did extremely well in the portal this offseason. They received Isaiah Bond from Alabama, Matthew Golden of Houston, Silas Bolden of Oregon State, and tight end Amari Niblack from Alabama as well. On the defensive side of the ball, they most notably lost Byron Murphy, but they have a ton of returning talent. Anthony Hill, a freshman All-American in 2023, he's probably going to move from weak side to middle linebacker. Sophomore Malik Muhammad, he's a rising star at cornerback. He's coming back as well. They also got some help in the portal on defense. They got Andrew Makuba from Clemson, Trey Moore at edge rusher, and linebacker Kendrick Blackshire of Alabama. So let's talk more about each individual game on the schedule. Let's first start with Colorado State. The Rams defense, let's just be honest, it's terrible. They gave up 40 points in 3 games last year. Texas is going to light them up. Texas is going to win this probably by like 4 or 5 touchdowns. Let's just be real. Moving on to probably one of the best games of the year, Texas at Michigan. Michigan only has 1 returning starter on offense. That person is tight end Colston Loveland, who Texas will definitely be able to contain. One of Texas's main weaknesses is in their secondary, and I don't think Michigan is going to really have the pieces on the offense to be able to exploit that weakness. Look for the Longhorns offense to score more than Michigan's. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be close. Texas is going to come out, probably win this by a touchdown. UTSA. Do I even need to say anything? The Longhorns are going to crush these guys. UTSA lost their quarterback this year. This game should not be close. Louisiana Monroe. We know how this one's going to end. It's another blowout. Mississippi State is only returning 4 starters from 2023. This should be an easy SEC win for Texas. I see them winning by probably 3 or 4 touchdowns here. And of course, the rival, Oklahoma. They stunned Texas last season. I think what's going to make the difference in this game is that Texas has an experienced quarterback in Quinn Ewers. Oklahoma does not have that. Texas also has a great cohesive offensive line. Texas is returning 4 of 5 offensive linemen. Meanwhile, if you look at Oklahoma, they lost their entire offensive line. They lost their quarterback. It's going to be close because, the rivalry and everything. Texas is winning this. Texas is going to get the revenge from what happened to them last year. Georgia is where I expect Texas to be handed their first loss of the season. Georgia is, I think, the best team in the country. With Texas losing so many players, even with the players they're getting from the portal, it's not going to be enough to beat Georgia. Georgia is just too good. It could be a number 1 versus number 2 matchup. It's going to be great, but Georgia's going to come out on top. Vanderbilt, much like Mississippi State, an easy SEC win. The Florida Gators, the Billy Napier era has not gone the way Florida has hoped. They have pulled out some upsets in Gainesville. However, that is not going to happen against the Longhorns. The Longhorns are going to win probably by 1 or 2 touchdowns in Florida. Arkansas shut down Texas the last time the 2 teams played. However, this year it's not going to be like that. Arkansas does not seem to have the athletes to match Texas this year. The Longhorns are going to go into Fayetteville, and they are going to secure a win, no doubt. I actually kind of like Kentucky this year. However, I don't see them beating Texas. They don't have the depth of talent that the top teams in the SEC have. I don't mind them, and I think they're going to play close games this year. It's going to be a close game, I think, against the Longhorns. The Longhorns are probably going to win. However, like I said, I don't mind Kentucky this year, and I think they might upset a couple of these other SEC teams, but look for Texas to beat them. Before I talk about Texas A&M, I want to say, I am not a Texas fan. I'm just doing previews and my predictions for every SEC team this year. And let me tell you, I am the biggest Texas A&M hater for no reason. They have the talent, but what I always say about Texas A&M is that they waste talent like no other. And for that reason, Texas is winning this game. And with that, Texas is going to make the playoffs. They will most likely be a top 4 team going into the playoffs. Basically, I think they're going to lose one game in the regular season. That's most likely going to be Georgia. And then they'll make the playoffs. And you know what's going to happen. They might lose to someone like Georgia again in the playoffs. So yeah, that's how I think Texas is going to be this year. That's how I think their season is going to go. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching.